So, how about that Royal series? Oh, no. Oh, we just broke your crying streak. You're starting a new one? Oh. Well, do you want me to give you some reasons you could cheer up?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Bryce Eldridge, the future of the franchise, is playing well. Logan Webb is in his prime. There's a stronger farm system.
They're so far away. They're all like 12 years old. I'm going to be dead when they make their debut. What else?
I can't think of anything else. We're so bad.
They're so bad.
I should be salaried for this nonsense. Welcome to Giant Cocktails, where the humor is elite, but the baseball sucks. Oh yeah, here are your hosts, Ben and Matthew Henry.
Welcome to episode 384 of Giant Cocktails. There's no crying in podcasting. Except when we do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know what to say.
It's totally acceptable when you have so many things to cry about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed.
Yeah. You know who doesn't cry, though?
No. Who?
About the Giants. Mike Krukow.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Matthew, the one and only Mike Krukow had a career 3.84 ERA in his 7 seasons with the San Francisco Giants. During that time, the Giants had an overall record of 555 and 579. A 489 winning percentage.
Suck it up. Suck it up.
While Krukow finished his Giants career with 66 wins and 56 losses. A 541 winning percentage.
That's pretty impressive with that team.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive. That was kind of like the end of the bad Giants. That era.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
They became good and
then now we're right back into the era of bad Giants.
Yeah, I mean it was from basically 1986 to 2016. That was the good era. Right? I mean there were some bad teams in there, don't get me wrong. There was some really bad years, especially in the early 2000s or the mid 2000s. But the overall era was very good. And that's a really good stretch. Yeah. So we had it good, and now it's long over. I need a cocktail. Is there anything to drink?
Enough with the banter. Let's talk cocktails.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Yes, let's do it. Yeah, hit me.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Well, thank you for asking, Bob. That's very kind of you. Bob, today I'm drinking a cocktail called Ben is a Bard. Why is it called that? Well, you're going to have to wait around until the end of the episode to find out. But it's mainly because it's a riff on another cocktail that had a similar name. And you'll have to find out what that is at the end of the episode, too, along with what's in it. And that's what I'm drinking, Bob. Why are you looking at me?
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, I'm getting married in a few months. And it will be fall when we get married. And nowadays, like didn't happen the way back in the day, but nowadays the kids have signature cocktails at their weddings. So I feel like I was made for this moment. So I have been workshopping, I guess you would say, some cocktails. So today I am drinking a cocktail called Fall Wedding. I'll tell you all about it at the end of the episode.
Matthew, you are not a kid.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, but you said the kids these days.
I just, most of the people getting married these days are kids, relatively speaking. But I'm having a second go around. And
I thought they all got married when they were like 40 and they had 3 children and a mortgage already. Like, that's the way that millennials get married. And I heard that Gen Z is not going to get married at all. And I'm pretty sure that Gen Alpha really shouldn't get married because every single one of those little buggers should not be in a relationship. That's what I hear. I don't know. Like, I'm out of that game now. But I have heard from some people that they be crazy.
yes, I would concur.
Anyway, today is July 22nd. Sorry, Wednesday, July 22nd, as we record this podcast. Matthew, do you remember a while ago when I said that the Giants had hit rocky bottom?
Yes.
But I made clear that that didn't mean things weren't going to hurt more later.
Yeah, you said something about bouncing and
then a skid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we just hit a rough patch of asphalt as we were skidding along. You know, like sometimes you're driving on the highway and there's this part that you drive over all the time and there's just this massive pothole.
Yeah.
And you're like, that thing looks vicious as you like bump over it. Yeah, we hit one of those.
Yeah.
I
have another analogy. When I was in high school, I got hit by a car while I was on my bicycle.
No, you didn't.
I hit the car.
Correct. Yes.
It turned in front of me, and I hit the car going down a hill. It was not my fault. It was the driver's fault.
No, it was the driver's fault, but you hit the car.
I hit the car, and I hit it hard. And I flew over the car, and I landed on the asphalt on my face.
Yes, I remember that.
And my face, the whole one side of it was just sheared off the skin, and it was all gravel stuck in my face.
Yeah.
And that's what feels like right now watching the Giants. So, yeah.
And I got to say, folks, he never looked better. It was the handsomest Matthew's ever been in his whole life was that evening. And I got to see it because I was there at the ER, watching and pick at his face. So yeah, but that's basically what it is. Yeah, that's basically what happened in Kansas City. It was a good old face to the asphalt. What I'm trying to say is the San Francisco Giants went 0-3 against the vaunted and very powerful Kansas City Royals. One of the best teams in the American League, I hear, Matthew. They've won the World Series before.
The sad part is that their players that they were counting on to be their best players aren't even playing. Apparently, their farm system can actually produce players that can play. I don't, at least against the Giants. I don't know.
Matthew, they suck too. I know that it didn't look that way.
No,
they
didn't.
They beat the Giants 3 games in a row, but they suck also. So let's not sing the praises of the Royals.
Well, I know that going into the series, the Royals were 40-60.
Yeah,
and now they're 43-60. We were 42-57, and now we're 42-60. So we have a worse record now.
That's right. We're half a game behind the Royals. Yes. What this was what do you call that? Evening things out. Putting everything in its correct place. That is what happened to the lowly Royals. The Giants went 0-3. Yes, to bring their record to a season high. What? It's just 18 games?
18 games under 500.
It was a season high when it was 17 games.
It was.
It was a season high, I think, when it was 16, or they had been to 16
No,
before.
it was also a season high for them.
God.
I tried to make myself feel better by saying when the last time the Giants were that far, like under. And it was 2017 when they finished the season of like 37 games under 500.
What?
So-
I thought 37 games under 500 in
Something like that.
2017? I thought you said it was better than that. Oh, God, whatever. I don't care. I don't
I'm sorry,
care.
36. 30. They actually finished their worst. Their worst stretch was they were 36 games under 500 in the middle of September. So there's something to shoot for.
Well, okay. So here's what happened. Okay, JT Brubaker took 2 games off, and Luis Ariz took 1 game off, and both of those dudes are getting traded. Okay, both of those dudes are getting traded. So this was just a little sneak preview of what the San Francisco Giants are going to look like the rest of the season. Right? This is the skidding. Like, this is our face is still on the asphalt, people. And it's probably going to be there until morale improves. So get used to that grating feeling.
Yes.
Like Matthew's the luckiest one because he knows exactly what it feels like.
Also, Ben and I grew up in the 80s. A lot of you listeners may not remember or even been alive during that time. It was painful in the early part of that decade. And so I just want you to know that we too survived it, and you can too. Okay? It's just you just show up every day, you watch them suck, and then you come back the next day. Okay? That's all you got to do. So go team.
I mean, there were some entertaining things in this game, in these 3 games. Like, and the Giants put up a fight in all of them. It wasn't like, this was 2 bad teams playing each other, right? So it was competitive. I would say the Giants gave 2 of these games away for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's not like the Royals came back and worked heroically, So it was 2 bad baseball teams, but they were close. They were competitive. And interesting things happened. There was a lot of moments where we were like, why did Tony Vitello do that? Why did the umpire do that? Why did Wily Adames do that after he did the other thing? And we're going to talk about all of those things when we talk about the Mariners series later in the show. But what else are we going to talk about? Well, Matthew, we are nearly 100 games into the season. I mean, we are 100 games into the season. 102. And, we're going to talk about this a little bit when we talk about the Mariners series, but Tony Vitello seems to still be making dumb mistakes. Mistakes that you and I wouldn't make even if we didn't have ChatGPT helping us. Right? Mistakes that we certainly wouldn't be making if we had ChatGPT with us. Okay? So we're going to ask the question. Is Tony Vitello a one-and-done manager? And those of you who are thinking about contracts and money are probably laughing that that's preposterous, which is kind of the side that I'm on. But Matthew has a different take. So we're going to hear what he has to say later in the episode. But first, we've got some tidbits to cover. Matthew, tell us about the roster.
Well, game 1, Trevor McDonald was cruising right along in his start, pitching very well.
E-I-E-I-O.
Yeah, E-I, ouch, I think is more appropriate.
No.
Because he suffered an elbow injury. I know. See, this is so tough.
Our one pitcher who's somewhat mediocre most of the time.
So Trevor McDonald is on the 15-day IL. Tristan Beck was recalled to fill his spot. And just another dagger to the side, of the Giants season here.
Yeah, and it makes it much more likely that we're going to continue to see Hauser and Malley just continue to Hauser and Malley it up. Anyway, sorry. Tristan Beck probably will not be the permanent solution here.
I don't even think he's going to be the starter. I think you're probably going to see there's someone called up like Wisenhunt again, or you're going to see Hauserdy's nuts.
Right. Yes, exactly. Okay. One other tidbit. Matthew and I, for once, are going to talk about something that's coming up rather than talking about it after it happened. Because we forgot about it entirely.
Yeah, I would have. I'm glad you put it in the notes.
Yes. This Sunday is Hall of Fame induction day. And believe it or not, the San Francisco Giants are going to have yet another player wearing a Giants hat on their plaque. Folks, I might have to, whatever's going on, stop what I'm doing and listen to Jeff Kent's speech. Because he made it clear that he was going to be putting in a lot of work on that. Like, he was going to have other people helping him out. But I don't believe it. This is a guy who's going to go off the teleprompter. You know what I mean? He's going to say some stuff. And it's probably going to be legendary.
He slid and rolled his fat ass past the base, the son of a bitch.
I can't wait.
Yeah, so that's happening on Sunday. And, I mean, you might as well watch that. What are you going to do? Watch Giants baseball? Ooh. Don't do that. Don't pull a Henry brother thing. Just wrap your whole life around a mediocre and now awful baseball team. Don't let it define you. Don't let it be everything that you are. And then just get just brutalized by No. Matthew, when do you think this bit's going to get old? Is it old yet?
Probably.
Okay, good. That means I get to do it for another month.
Okay, all right. Yes, you do know how to beat a dead horse, that's for sure.
That's right. All right, well, it's time to talk about the Royals series. This game was interesting, Matthew. The first game. This whole series was interesting.
I was going to say, I don't think there was one game that was boring. They were all very,
No, and there was a lot of things in this game that I really wanted to go back and watch again, right? There were some controversial plays. There were some exciting moments. But the game on Monday was a tight, but, just another typical Giants game. They were just not doing anything on offense, not taking advantage of the great pitching performances, not, just doing a bunch of nothing. And then they get down to their last out of the game, and up comes my favorite player, Jung-Hoo Lee. And what does he do? He does what he does. He raps out a hit, boom, on base. And then, here comes rally killer Wily Adames, who at one point was 3 for 18 on the road trip. But not yet. And what does he do?
He hits a home run!
Like what? I mean, I know that's all he does these days. But then a game-tying home run?
Yes, he actually got a hit when they needed it.
I know, and frankly, he's been doing that a lot recently. He's starting to look a little bit like Patrick Bailey. Just a little bit, which is can't hit for squat, but when he does, it matters. So, boom, game tied. I couldn't believe it. I was flummoxed. I was gobsmacked. My hide was chapped.
I too was surprised and elated, but also, I used to be the optimist in this group, and I felt no joy. I felt we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose this game.
Oh
anyway.
Yeah, no, same.
Okay.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah, no. As soon as the game was tied, I was like, oh, we're gonna lose this game.
Because it was guaranteeing more pain in the loss. Like if they had just kind of withered off, right? You know, if he hadn't even hit that home run, then it would have been like, yeah, okay, yeah, the offense didn't show up. But then because they tied it up and they gave you just a little bit of hope, I knew that the pain was going to be that much greater. So I tried to gird myself against that.
I see. See, because I think that this is where my cynicism really paid off, because I literally went, ha! You know, it was that kind of laugh. It was like, what? Unbelievable. Are you kidding me? No way. And I took a little bit of Fraudenscheid because the fans, you could hear the fans. They were like, oh my God, like what just happened, you know? But apparently, old hat for them. You know, our bullpen has been kind of bad. Their bullpen has been a dumpster fire. Their bullpen is like the equivalent of Tony Vitello managing a game. You know?
That bad, huh?
Right? Yeah, but of course they're going to lose. What I didn't see was how they were going to lose.
Right? Well, that's the thing with this team. It's really hard to guess how they're going to lose that day.
But you know it's going to happen.
You just don't know how.
That game was the most 2026 Giants game. Like, it was like they do one great thing and then they do three stupid things immediately to make it all fall apart. Because here comes in our closer. You know, our closer who is really at best a 7th inning, maybe a 6th inning guy, right? A really tradable one, by the way, though, folks. And what does he do? Boom, right off the bat, base runner on. Okay. So you got a guy on first, nobody out. You're the Kansas City Royals. It's the bottom of the 9th inning. What do? Well, you do old school small ball stuff. You know, you give yourself 2 shots to win the game with a base hit. So you bunt. And Daniel Susac, our Rule 5 draftee, poor pitch managing catcher, scrambles out from behind the plate, smothers that bunt, and throws an absolute seed to second base, right to Wily Adames' glove.
Who happens to be standing 5 feet in front of second base.
Who is not standing on the base. And he keeps looking, like he's looking around, like what he wants to do
is crawl under a rock.
Well, he wants to say we should check instant replay, but he knows that he wasn't on the bag.
The throw beat the runner.
Yeah. So he's looking around like, what just happened? What was I doing? And I think the answer to that, Matthew, is he doesn't know. He doesn't know what he was doing. And the thing is, this is a very Willie thing. Like, Willie does this a lot. Willie is like the Elliot Ramos of the infield.
That is so true. That is a very good analogy in comparison, because you see a lot of, you on social media, things like that. They'll play like John Boy will do like something about someone who has really high IQ. They'll make a play that was really like, oh, wow, that was really a great play because they were thinking. Willie doesn't make those plays. Willie can't even make the simple, oh, there's a runner on first going to second. I'm covering second. I should stand on the bag. He 100% thought that Susac was throwing to first. And so therefore was not prepared to take that throw.
He made the assumption. And like you and I have coached Little League, like that's the one thing that we tell all of our fielders is like, don't do that.
Expect
you
the
go
ball.
to your bag always.
Yes.
Always. And of course, can Caleb Killiam save Wily Adames from that? We all know the answer to that question. We all know the answer to that question. So the Giants just got to watch themselves get picked apart by bunts the rest of that inning. And then it's poor Bryce Eldridge having to make a perfect play, which wouldn't have even ended the inning. It just would have prevented,
Yeah, it kept the game tied. But yeah, you lose a game on a walk-off bunt. That's a dagger in the heart there. That's just a walk-off bunt of all things.
Matthew, when you lose 60 games a year and you still got 60 to play, you're going to lose all kinds of ways. Right? So,
Yes.
like, what we should do is we should start how are the Giants going to lose bingo?
Okay, I'll get on that. I'll see if I can.
So that was game one. A nice little amuse-bouche for the rest of the series.
I think the only thing that came good out of that was that JT Brubaker added to his trade value. He was the one that replaced the injured McDonald and did quite well. So, and I think that's the only time we saw him. Is that the only time we saw him this weekend?
And then there was game two.
The Giants have left Ben speechless, folks. This is a monumental moment in our history. Ben doesn't know what to say about the Giants. Ben, let me give you a couple of couple reasons to focus on. Giants lost 3-2. Okay, so we can't blame Tyler Mahle for this. He pitched 5 strong innings. Yes, he gave up 3 runs. But, that's about what you expect from a Tyler Mahle. And 3 runs is great. And the bullpen for once held it. What happened, though, was that the first 5 batters in our lineup went 1 for 18 with 6 strikeouts.
Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, it was absolute domination by the Royals, a pattern that would repeat itself on Sunday. The vaunted offense, right? This was supposed to be the strength of the San Francisco Giants, just getting absolutely jobbed by the Royals starter. And what is the one thing you want to do with the Royals, Matthew? What's their weakness?
You want to get to their bullpen.
That's right. Can this offense do that?
No, it cannot.
They cannot put pressure. They cannot make a starter throw pitches. They can't do anything and often get absolutely dominated. And that was what was happening. But here's the thing. You're right, Matthew. Mahle was dealing too, right? And this was one of those things like this is what happens when 2 evenly matched teams face each other. But, I want to talk a little bit about that inning where Mahle gave up the 6th. Yeah. It was interesting. So Mahle, he was at 79 pitches entering the 6th inning. This is the point where you have to be ready. You have to be ready for Mahle to fall apart. Okay? He's entering the 3rd time through the lineup, right?
Yeah.
Or he's well into it. He's at 79 pitches, and he's working in the 6th inning. Now, I know our bullpen's not good. Like, I wish Trevor Mahle could go 9 innings too. You know what? But if I could have that power, I wouldn't give it to Mahle. I'd give it to Robbie Ray. Okay? So, we know these guys can't do that. So you got to be ready. 80 pitches in the 6th inning, and you're nursing a 1-run lead? Baby, you better have your bullpen ready. And he throws 6 pitches to Collins and walks him, and then he throws 6 pitches to Salvador Perez.
And hits him.
On a 2-2 count. By the way, Sal Perez was not very happy about that. Had some words from Mahle as he walked off. But whatever.
Well, I mean, he doesn't like getting hit, but it wasn't like he did it on purpose.
No, I mean, clearly. But Sal Perez might be thinking, if you can't throw the pitches where they should go, then maybe you shouldn't be doing it all. And to that, I say amen. But you know what also you should be doing? You should have your relievers already throwing, especially once that walk started. Okay? Once that guy got on base, you definitely need to have a guy up. And they should have already been limbered. But I'm listening to the radio, and F.P. Santangelo was like, I never saw Hentges throw in the bullpen. Now, he's not saying it didn't happen, but he's saying he never saw it. And it certainly means that Hentges came in and he wasn't that warmed up. And another piece of evidence to support that is that Vitello comes out of the dugout and he goes to home plate to argue something. Perhaps stating that maybe the ball didn't hit Perez, but it hit the knob of his bat. And I don't know, I can't remember if the Giants had their instant replay or not, but it didn't matter. Because that wasn't what Vitello was doing. What Vitello was doing was buying time. Because then he wanders out to the pitcher's mound, and he talks to Mahle, who he knows he's going to take out of the game. Just throw 91 pitches, walk a dude, and hit a dude. Right? You're nursing a one-run lead. The guy's got to come out. Even ChatGPT knows that, Tony. And you knew it too. But does he call for the pitcher? No. He's chatting with Mahle. And then, finally, he makes the call to the bullpen after he's run all out of time. Why did he do all of that? Because he didn't have Hentges up. He didn't have him up. Like, he should have been up when the inning started. Like, this keeps happening. This keeps happening, and it's mind-boggling how these sorts of mistakes keep happening 102 games into the season. Just absolutely mind-boggling. But that wasn't even the last mistake Vitello made in that game, was it, Matthew?
No. No, because later in the game, in a crucial situation, guy on second, runner in scoring position, in the seventh inning, Gilbert comes to bat against a lefty. Now, maybe in the back in previous weeks, they maybe they didn't have another center fielder to take over, but Grant McCray is on the roster and could have played center field. And so he's also a lefty, but that's not the point here. The point is that you had Luis Arraez and Daniel Suzak on the bench, both who are much better against left-handed pitchers than Drew Gilbert. Drew Gilbert, how bad is he? He's had one hit against a left-hander all season.
But F.P. Santangelo did make the point that he had one hit in his last 10 at-bats against lefties.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, never mind.
Yes, well, I do want to make it clear that FP was not being an apologist here. I think he was kind of being...
He's being a little sarcastic?
He was a little bit sarcastic. Yeah.
Okay, well, good. Good. As he should have been.
This. Yeah.
Because Drew Gilbert should not have been coming up in that situation.
Agreed.
And so, it begs to question, is this a Tony knows Drew from his Tennessee days and he had faith in him? What possible reason could he have had to not pinch hit for Drew Gilbert there? It boggles the mind. And I don't, that kind of decision making we've seen over and over again, and it's maddening. And it's like you're not, this team is having a hard enough time as it is, and the coaching staff isn't doing the players any favors.
I mean, the conjecture here was maybe he's giving Gilbert a high leverage at bat against a lefty for growth because they have 60 losses. But I'm like, that just doesn't jive. Right?
No.
It doesn't jive with all of the decisions that have made up to this point. Like, suddenly in the 9th inning of what will become loss 59, you decide to start developing people. I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all.
Either. And if you want to give him some at-bats against the lefty, then start him against one.
Exactly. Start him against a left-handed pitcher. Exactly. This made no sense. Like, with the game on the line, it just made no sense. It made no sense. Like, there's nothing that you can point to and say, this is why I did that. Because, like, maybe Arraez wasn't available. Maybe the Giants told themselves Arraez is not hitting no matter what. But that belies the fact that the man was wearing a helmet and holding a bat. in the dugout, right? It could be that, like, even though the Giants are carrying 3 catchers, they were like, we're just absolutely not going to put our catcher out there. But both of those things?
Yeah, well, Arise was in the on-deck circle when the game ended.
Right.
So he was going to hit.
I guess their thinking was, well, we want him to drive in the run to tie the game.
I guess.
But you're taking an impossibility, and that's basically what it is for Gilbert to reach base. It's almost an impossibility. Like, such a low probability event, and then you're going to back that up with Arise? No, you should put Arise at bat, and then you put Susac at the plate, and because Susac's got power, maybe you take a lead. Are all of those things likely to happen? No, the Giants are likely to lose, right? We all know that. But the manager's job is to give his team the best possibility of winning, and he did not do that. And it was but again, it was a move ChatGPT would have made, right? These are basic elementary things that, like, a Little League coach knows. Like, why do these things keep happening? We had 2 absolutely boneheaded management mistakes in that one game. Just unacceptable. Like, unacceptable. How does a college coach make those mistakes? Unacceptable. Like, that's the sort of stuff I cannot watch. Like, and I cannot stand. And, like, it was forgiving in the first 30 games, but here we are at game 101, and this crap is happening. Like, just mind-blowing. And I would like to say that, Matthew, that things got better in game 3.
Well, they were doing all right at the beginning. Roop was pitching well. No walks today. The 7th inning, though, again, like, we just keep having these games of, like, what weird ways could the Giants lose this time? And that starting off the inning with the double where Adames gets called for pushing the runner off the bag, which was not anywhere near pushing a runner off the bag, just really set the tone for the entire inning. It was downhill from there.
That was one where I was really annoyed about that one, because I was just like, we don't need that. Like, we don't need that. We don't need umpires making boneheaded decisions here. Right? And that really mattered because you were saying, like, on the replay that it looked like he was it was hard to tell whether he was safe or not.
Yeah, they never gave you a definitive look at it, but it would have been close. Like, it wasn't clear to the naked eye that he would have been out. Right.
But here's the thing. If the umpire makes the decision to call a push, that means he saw the guy come off the bag.
Right, because otherwise, why would they call that?
And that's why the Giants couldn't get replay review on it, because that call is not reviewable. So that call was made. The second base umpire called push, which means that he was out. So it would have been on the Royals to call for a replay review, and the call on the field would have been out if the umpire hadn't been an a-hole.
Yeah.
And that was really infuriating to me, because it was just like, we don't need that crap.
Correct.
And then what happens after that?
Well, it gives up a home run. And, Roop was clearly flustered. He had been in a groove. He was working good. As soon as the home run hit, the guy's still running around the bases. He turns to the second base umpire and yells, "F you, Adam."
Yeah.
And maybe now, I don't know. It started, it was one run that shouldn't have been on the board. Maybe it changes the whole game. It was a terrible, terrible call.
Well, it was an extra as an out the Giants didn't get, and it added a run to the board for sure. Now, we're going to take a little bit of a detour here, though, because that was an important home run for Kansas City Royal history and a little bit of baseball history. Salvador Perez tied George Brett on the all-time Kansas City Royals home run leaderboard with that home run. Salvador Perez, a catcher, has played 15 years with the Royals. Now, Matthew,
he played in the World Series against the Giants.
He did. Okay, so I have a George Brett trivia question for you, Matthew.
Okay.
Most of our listeners should know that George Brett did or did not hit a very famous home run referred to as the Pine Tar Incident. My question for you is this, Matthew. The total home runs that Sal Perez and George Brett now have, does that include or not include the alleged home run that occurred in the George Brett Pine Tar Incident?
Okay. I'm going to think. So this has been a long time. Well, the game got continued, but the Royals protested.
That's right.
It was overturned later, so they had to play the game again.
Mm-hmm. Again?
Well, they had to replay the game, or they started where the game ended, or where the home run would have been.
That's right. That's right. They played some baseball that didn't matter, and they replayed the game from that moment in time.
Many weeks later.
In August. Like 3 weeks later.
So I'm going to say yes, the home run counted.
Yes, the Pine Tar home run counted. It was disallowed by rookie home plate umpire Tim McClelland, who said that there was too much pine tar on George Brett's bat, and therefore the home run was disallowed. Bonus question, Matthew. Who was the manager that made them check the bat? And
this one I know, because there's no other manager during our time growing up that was more notorious for doing things like this. It was Billy Martin.
It was Billy Martin, then managing the New York Yankees in stint like number 17. Like, he managed the Yankees like 27 times. Like 27 different times. George Steinbrenner and Billy Martin had one of those relationships. Like, there was the on-again, off-again relationship. And yes, it was Billy Martin who had them check the bat. They disallowed the home run. George Brett had one of the most famous clips of all time as he comes charging out of the dugout with the largest wad of tobacco flying out of his cheeks. Kids, tobacco causes cancer. Don't do it. And it was a beautiful moment. It was a beautiful moment. But yes, the American League president overturned that decision. The home run was allowed, and they replayed the game from that at bat, and the Royals won the game 5-4.
Okay, another trivia question.
Yes.
Who was the player that Madison Bumgarner retired to save Game 7 of the 2014 World Series?
Oh, I think it was Salvador Perez.
And it was the pop-up to...
Yeah, it was Salvador Perez.
It was.
Yes, it was. That's right. After the kerfuffle, in left center field.
Yes. The little mistake out there. Yeah.
Yeah. That moment is still a moment that in my mind, I was like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, I couldn't believe that the Giants won that game. All right, yeah, so the Giants lost this game. It sucked. It's basically a total bullpen meltdown after we got jobbed by the home plate umpire. The thing is, the Giants were still up by a run with the bases empty in a game they could have won. But our bullpen sucks, and so they couldn't. Now, maybe that's why Vitello didn't have somebody up in the 6th inning the day before, because his bullpen sucks. And he was like, I'd rather let Malley lose this than watch that dumpster fire burn again. I don't know. But it doesn't excuse the Gilbert situation, which is why we're going to ask our question of the day for our second topic of the show. Matthew, is Tony Vitello a one-and-done manager? Meaning, this will be his only year managing the San Francisco Giants, and I guarantee you, if this is his only year, it will be the only time he manages any Major League Baseball team, and it will be the only time that any college coach ever gets hired to manage a Major League Baseball team again.
So what are you saying? Are you saying he's not a one and done?
I'm saying the Giants owe him too much money for him to be a one and done. Like, if they fire him, They have to pay him. And the Giants are cheap. They're out of money. They're out of cash. They did not get anybody for the bullpen. They didn't get their 4 and 5 starters. No money. They gave it all to Tony Vitello. He's got it all. They have no money left. Cheap bastards is what I'm saying. Because it really would have helped if they had done those things. But they didn't, and now they suck. So how could they possibly go get another manager and also pay Tony Vitello? Not happening. They're not firing him.
Okay. I mean, that's a good point. I also feel like that Tony Vitello, he's got to, like, I think if I were in his shoes and I came to the realization that I was in over my head, that I would probably start pivoting to finding a new job rather than continuing to embarrass myself on the national stage. Like, and we know that Tony can get a high paying college job. We know that.
That's why the Giants had to pay him so much, because they had to better his contract, and the Volunteers were willing to match it.
So, and I don't know, maybe Tennessee, going back to Tennessee is not probable, but there are a lot of schools in the SEC and ACC and all of them that are, you know, willing to spend a lot of money to bring in someone like Vitello. I could see a moment where he realizes he's got some self-awareness that this is just not what he wanted to do. And that this was, he was in over his head, and that he's better at motivating, 20-year-olds and sitting in living rooms of 18-year-olds than he is of managing a Major League Baseball team. And if that were the case, I think that he could work out something with the Giants that would get him out of his contract to go somewhere in the college ranks. Yes.
So, okay. And then, if he's saying I want to quit, then obviously we can get out of the contract. But that's the only way this works. Right? That's the only way this works, right? Because the Giants won't fire him. Not after 1 year.
But, and I've 100 games of watching Vitello, and I really want him to succeed. I liked the idea of swinging big on someone like this. I thought, hey, this could be something that, obviously no one's done it. You don't know how it's going to turn out, but why not? I liked that we tried this. But I also wonder, is Tony Vitello's strength just recruiting really good high school baseball players? You don't need to know a whole lot about the game if you got all the cards. And so maybe that's what made him so successful, was that he sits in a living room and he convinces mom, dad, and some 18-year-old that his school is the best place to go, and doesn't matter if he doesn't know when to bring in a reliever or when to pinch hit a left-hander against a left-handed pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, that could be. I mean, I think the reason that Buster wanted him was that he was a good organizational guy, right? He was a servant leader, as Buster liked to say, right? He fit that bill. But I don't know that we've seen that, right? Because early on we heard some things from Vitello where it was pretty clear that, like, he was delegating a lot of stuff, right? It was the hitting coaches that were deciding what the game plan for the hitters was going to be. It was the two-headed pitching coach monster that was deciding the strategy for pitching. And he was listening into all of that.
Yeah.
But if those are the guys making the decisions, whoever's running the relief stuff situation is not getting that right. Because, like, it doesn't matter if you have a good bullpen or a bad bullpen. You can't send in relievers who aren't warmed up. You can't do that.
Right.
Right? And if those guys are failing, a good leader knows when his people are failing. Right? And rectifies that. So either Tony's screwing up the strategy or he's not getting the coaches who are running the strategy to fix it. It was one of those two things. And 102 games into the season, this should not be happening. This should have been resolved at the latest at the All-Star break. It should have been dealt with then, if there was a problem. And clearly there is. Look, if they come back next year and they're way better, great. I'm wrong, they're right. But after seeing this for 102 games, my gut is telling me this is never going to get better. that this was a disaster hire. Because it feels like a really smart and talented person would have these things fixed by now. All right.
This episode is running long because Ben can't shut up.
I was just about to shut up. That's not fair. Fire truck you, Bob. Right, Matthew. Well, I mean, the good news is the Giants are... I don't... they're going to go play another team with a similar record. We just saw how that happened.
Another team that has a worse record than the Giants, Ben. We got it right where we want them.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like the Los Angeles Angels have us right where they want us. But the good news is we'll be playing at home. So we got that good old home field advantage. It's going to be a weekend series. That's good news because there's been a lot of flash sales for tickets. I hear the ads on the radio, and I know the Angels, they draw them fans, except the opposite of that. So it'll be interesting to see how many people show up this weekend. Because it's clear this team sucks. Nobody cares about the Angels. And, yeah. Anyway, the Angels are 41-62. The Giants' record versus the Angels in 2025 says data not confirmed.
We were probably 1-2.
The probable starters are Grayson Rodriguez versus Logan Webb. Ryan Johnson versus Robbie Ray. That's the game to watch because we need Robbie Ray to have a good game. Like, really doesn't matter what happens other than that. But we need Robbie Ray to have a good game. Could be his last start as a Giant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Jose Soriano versus we don't know. Because Trevor McDonald got hurt.
Just looked it up. We were 1-2.
They were 1-2. Good job. Wow, Matthew cracked the code.
Subtract one game more than you wanted to.
That's right.
One game less. That's
right.
what it is.
That's right. That's right.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Oh, all right. Bob, today I'm drinking a cocktail that I'm calling Ben is a Bard. Why is it called Ben is a Bard? Because it's based on a cocktail called Poet's Dream. A Poet's Dream has 1 ounce of gin, 3/4 of an ounce of D.O.M Benedictine, and 1 ounce dry vermouth. I was going to make that, but then I realized that my dry vermouth was not in my refrigerator, and I found it sitting atop of my bar. And the last time I used it was a long time ago.
Refrigerate your dry vermouths, folks, and your sweet vermouth for that matter.
Yes, I tasted it, and it was not good. And then I asked myself, is it not good because you don't like dry vermouth, or is it not good because it's nasty and old? And I think it's both. It's both. So I pivoted. I put in some sweet vermouth, and I bumped up, and I thought, since we're going sweet, let's go sweeter. And so I bumped up the D.O.M Benedictine. So Ben is a Bard has 1 ounce of gin, London Dry in my case, 1 ounce of D.O.M Benedictine, and 1 ounce of sweet vermouth. You put all of that into a mixing glass with ice. You stir that until it is well chilled, and it has a very sweet start, which I loved. And then just a little bit of bitterness after the fact. It's like going to a Giants baseball game. You're at a baseball game.
Yeah.
It's fun. That's always fun.
And then you leave bitter. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you leave bitter. Anyway, that's what I'm drinking today, Bob. Ben is a Bard.
That's a tasty cocktail.
I really enjoyed it. If you don't like the sweet element of it, don't drink this cocktail. Or draw back on the D.O.M.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, as I mentioned at the beginning, I'm drinking a cocktail I'm calling Fall Wedding. This particular cocktail uses vodka, which I don't normally do very much of, but I am told that it's very popular these days with other folk, and so I want to have a cocktail that has vodka. So in order to make it interesting, I infused it with pear and cinnamon. It's got 2 ounces of that pear and cinnamon infused vodka. I cut up some pears and a couple cinnamon sticks. I threw it in a mason jar with a lot of vodka and let it sit for a few days. You could use pear vodka, I guess, with some cinnamon sticks, but this was better. This was better because it was fresh. Then 1 ounce of lemon juice, 3/4 ounces of vanilla infused syrup, and 1 dash of cardamom bitters. Put them all in a shaker with ice, give them a good shake, strain it into a chilled coupe, and garnish with a lemon twist. And that's what I'm drinking. A very fall-centric vodka cocktail I'm calling Fall Wedding.
That's a tasty cocktail.
Yes, it is, actually. It was really good. Infusing the vodka is important. And Ben, you have a whole bottle of vodka sitting on your lap here. What is this about?
It's my comfort vodka.
You just carry it around?
I hold it close when I watch the Giants play baseball.
All right. Well, you can throw some pears in it. It'll be really good.
Okay, I'll do that.
And that's a wrap, folks. Thank you for surviving this episode. We'll be back on Monday with more Giants content. If you can't wait that long to get your fix, feel free to reach out to us on the socials, all the places under the name @GiantCocktails. Remember, you can give us a positive review, like a 5-star positive review on your podcasting platform of choice, namely Apple Podcast or Spotify. Ben, it was great talking Giants with you. Until next time, cheers, my friend.
Cheers, Matthew. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye. We better not get swept by the Angels.
Congratulations. You've survived another episode of Giant Cocktails. Until next time, here's mud in your eye.
There's mud in your eye.
Okay, the fact that Brubaker only pitched 1 game and hadn't pitched since Saturday against the Rockies before that clearly means he's getting traded.
He won't be on the team on Friday.
Do you dare trade any other reliever?
Oh, of course. All of them. Well, not all of them. You need some pitchers. But yeah, no, if the right price is right, yeah, somebody's going to give you a good, someone that you like. Yeah, why not?
It'll be really interesting to see because, like, legend has it, this ownership, they don't like to lose. Like, they like it when they're they like the 500 baseball thing. like
they're really
JT
good with homeostasis. Homeostasis or bust.
I mean, look at their record since JT Brubaker hasn't been pitching.
Man,
like,
0-2.
It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. Oh boy. Yeah, trade them all.
Okay. Well, if JT Brubaker gets traded, is that an emergency pod? I think we should. That'd be funny.
That would be fun.
Full episode on JT Brubaker.
Yeah, JT Brubaker. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Subscribe now while you're still drunk.